So you're considering a graduate degree. There's lots of reasons people go back and continue their education. You've probably run into people in your workplace or in your social circle who've gone back and gotten a master's or a professional degree for one reason or another. Sometimes it's just people are very interested in an area. So perhaps you want to dig deep in an area, in a discipline, in a field of study that you couldn't really do at an undergraduate level. Undergraduate degrees are excellent, but often they're far broader than a graduate degree, which is very focused in a narrow area. You may be considering changing careers or changing the direction of your career. That is taking a bit of a sidestep and moving into an area that you think that you'd be much more interested in engaging with. Or stepping up your career. That is moving into a higher level of management or consulting or something along those lines. By holding a graduate certificate, that both demonstrates to others your commitment to that, but also provides you with the skills and the knowledge that will enable you to work better in those areas. Or it may be simply that you want to increase your income. Those with graduate and professional degrees have, on average, much larger lifetime earnings. Part of that is because they can move into different areas where the pay is higher. Part of it is that they are likely to be more employable in those areas if they are competing against those who don't have graduate degrees. And part of it, frankly, is that during economic downturns, they are far less affected by layoffs and unemployment. It tends to be those who have less education who are the first to lose their jobs. So all of those things tend to suggest that this is as an economic decision makes some sense, which leaves you with the question of what is this graduate degree going to be? You may go on and continue your undergraduate degree. Perhaps you had a political science undergraduate, I did, and you decide you want to do a master's degree in political science and then go on to a PhD in many cases in the social sciences or sociology or psychology or a number of other fields, communication. Often you go and do the master's degree then and you go on to a PhD and even move into an academic track on that front. Perhaps you want to get more into making stuff. Often that means going back and getting an engineering degree or computer science or an information technology degree. I am excited by and passionate about social change. But I am also very interested in the ways in which data and data technologies affect that social change. And that is why I am part of a program at Arizona State University, a master's degree in social data science. You may not be familiar with social data science, even though you're familiar with the pieces of it. You may be familiar with the idea of social science, understanding how social systems work, right? You may be familiar with the idea of data science. Many people who used to be called statisticians or programmers or IT have moved into this idea of data science, of collecting large data from all over the place, working with big data, modeling it, using AI and machine learning to try to get insights from that data. So you've probably heard of both of those, and social data science is really a combination of the two. So we do both what's called computational social science. That is, we train people how to extract data, mine it from various places, pull it together and assemble it in various ways, and then make sense of that and be able to make predictions from that and inferences from that. So that's a pretty traditional way of applying data science to social science kinds of questions. So that's one side of it. The other side of it is that we look at the questions of how these data-based approaches are affecting society, both in good ways and bad ways. We look at the biases of things like machine learning models. We look at the ways in which AI may be changing the workplace. So we have both sides of this, right? We use these technologies to better understand social systems, but we also look at the ways in which such systems might have a either beneficial or detrimental effect on organizations, on communities, on publics. Right now, social data science is a fairly nascent field. You won't find a degree in this in many places. Most of these are places in Europe, although there are a number of universities in the US that offer it. For our degree program, you can choose to either take the degree program online or on our campuses. So in either case, the degree is the same. Your diploma looks exactly the same. It's just a matter of whether you are local to Phoenix and can attend classes, or if you prefer to do this online. If you take the classes in person, we do it on two campuses largely, which is the West Valley campus and the downtown campus in Phoenix. And generally our courses are scheduled in the evening. So if you are working, you're able to go several days a week and take those courses. For online, they are asynchronous, and so you can take them at any time you want from anywhere in the world that you want. This semester I'm teaching a course in which we have people everywhere from China on one side to Eastern Europe on the other. And so we have a broad set of people taking the courses online as well. In both cases, it's a 10-course program. Those courses are split up basically into three broad areas. They are looking at the concepts, the theories, often social theories, and how we can apply them. They are questions of how we can apply this within organizations, so kind of applied courses where we look at how we can use these data to make these changes and think about what that means in terms of our processes. And then we have a research piece, which is, dealing with how to use these tools to extract data, to wrangle that data into something usable, to analyze it, to present these data to a broader audience. Those 10 courses are spread out over, if you're going full-time, generally 4 semesters. So you complete the degree program in 2 years. The final course in the program is a capstone course in which you pull together your best work throughout the 9 courses you've taken up until then and present it in a capstone portfolio. Now, this is intended to demonstrate to the faculty, but also to potential employers and others, that you are doing work at a professional level, both in terms of your conceptual understanding and your skills and how you can apply this. For most students, that's how they finish the program. For some, they opt to apply for a research thesis track. This isn't guaranteed, but for those who are particularly interested in going on to a PhD and doing a research career, a research scientist career, either in academia or in industry, we do have that as an option, where you work closely with a committee of graduate faculty to focus on a very narrow research problem and produce a research thesis. That's available both in our campus-based program and our online program. However, please note that if you are doing it online, you do have to come to the ASU campus to publicly defend your thesis. So that will involve coming to Phoenix at some point. For those who don't go on to the research track, which is the majority of our students, they move into their new careers or some permutation of their existing career. So, for example, if they were working in healthcare, as some of ours have, they might go into a more data-intensive area of healthcare. So they may work with patient data, they may work with issues of preservation of that data, of policies around that, for example. Others move into areas of government agencies, nonprofits, or corporate environments where they engage in questions of how data and the organization interact, or how communities and data interact. That can range everything from becoming a chief data officer or a chief information officer for an organization to working with a data science team, especially managing such a team and taking the results of that and interpreting it and presenting it to stakeholders, for example. That may involve some form of intelligence analysis. A lot of what we're doing is analyzing large collections of data. So you may go into business intelligence or into more traditional security environments. So all of these are possibilities. Unlike being a graduate of a law program, the ways in which you can use this are much more varied. And especially as we're facing this question of how many of our jobs, or at least traditional jobs, are going to be taken over by AI, a problem that we actually address in the program pretty directly, we're also future-proofing your own career, since you'll be in a position to be able to make informed decisions about how that affects an organization and be able to navigate your way into areas where you are very unlikely to be replaceable. Overall, if you have an interest in this, I really hope you'll just drop me a note. You can reach me at theprof, prof@asu.edu. And I'm happy to set up a time to chat with you about the program if you have an interest in what we do and how we do it.